Step 1 of homemade beer battered fish and chips. Potatoes in cold water, cut into wedges and peeled. Salt. And just put that on a good heat. Bring up to the boil for about 5 minutes. Take your cod and roll it in flour and leave it there to rest. Add a little seasoning. Seasoning. Just in regular flour. And another bowl fill mainly with self-raising flour. And then add about a quarter of corn flour. It's going to help it go a bit more crispy. And then just add beer until it makes a kind of a bit thicker than pancake batter. After cooking your potatoes or bring them to the boil for about 5 minutes in salted water, just allow them to steam off for another 5 minutes. Homemade tartare sauce with freshly pickled cucumbers, capers, shallots, squeeze of lemon juice, and a pinch of parsley. Next big tip is to triple fry your potatoes. So these have had one dip in the hot oil. They're going to go back in second time, pull them out, and then go back in third time, and by that point they should be nice and crispy. And I'm just going to throw them in a sort of medium hot oven to hold them while we cook our cod. This is after our second fry, so you can see the top starting to bubble up a little bit, so that's what you want. This bit's going to go really nice and crispy. Bringing my oil back to heat, so we're now going to hit them with nice hot oil, brown them off, and then we'll salt and pepper them and pop them in the oven to keep them crisp. On this note of frying multiple times your chips, you see I don't really have a lot of oil in there. Like, it's about like half an inch deep. It's not much. We don't have a fat fryer at home. I don't actually do a lot of deep fat frying. But that is going to sizzle up nicely. You're going to watch when this hits. Oil's good and hot. It's going to bubble up. A little shake. Really careful. Really hot oil. And you see that that's all getting a good cook. We'll just a bit of oil in my bowl. Go back in there. And give those a couple of minutes till they're sort of brown and crispy. Now that's third time in. We'll get a good crispy coat on them. And as I said before, in the oven just to hold, and then we're going to do our fish. So here we are. They've been in a couple of minutes, and feel free to brown them more. But you know, when I think of a chip shop chip, that's kind of what I'm thinking, like a light golden chip. If you like them really crispy, leave them in a bit longer. They are going to crisp a tiny bit more in the oven, but I'm keeping it not too hot just to hold them nice and crispy while we put the fish in. The fish is only going to take a couple of minutes. Okay, so last bit. I've got my cod. So here I've rolled it in flour. You're going to tap that off so it hasn't got too much flour sticking to it, but that's going to be like an extra sort of glue that's going to stick it to the batter. And that's been seasoned. In here I've got about 4/5 self-raising flour and 1/4 corn flour to just get it a bit extra crispy. This is baking powder. I've put about half a teaspoon in there because you want this to be like mental fizzy to try and get those kind of like that trademark fish and chip or fish batter. And here we've got a sacrificial bottle of beer. So we're going to pop that into our batter. We're going to mix it till it's kind of like gloopy, a bit thicker than pancake mix, and then roll our cod in it. Pop it into the pan of oil. I've turned it down a little bit. Just while we do this next phase, don't want it to be smoking away, and then I'll probably just pop it up a little bit higher to cook the fish off. So here's the batter. I've got this to about, see, that's kind of gloopy. That took about half a bottle of beer. Then just do a couple of fillets for Bella and me. You can see how fizzy that is. Bubbles coming all over the place. I've dropped a test piece in. You see that's crisped up. It's kind of like fired a bit out the side. That's kind of like the batter you're going to end up going for. And now we just need to drop our cod in there into the fryer. Couple of minutes each side, and that's going to be done. When you put the beer in, just like little by little, you want to go to you want to make it a bit clumpy. gradually stir that together, add a bit more, and just slowly let it down to make the batter so that you get a nice smooth batter. So once your fish is in the dough, lift it gently out, so try not to let any of that scrape off, and just place it gently in the batter. And yeah, it's going to take like not even 2 minutes each side. I reckon like a minute and a half. Turn it over, and then just give it a couple of minutes on the other side. Flip that over. Put on that chrome. Yeah, it's puffed nicely. A couple of minutes have passed. And that's now good golden on both sides. We can pop that on a little bit of kitchen towel. Dab dry it. And in the oven, out come our chips that we've been holding. And then we can just give those a little dab as well, just to get any excess oil off. There you go. Chip shop style fish and chips.